100K. I found out where you lay at. I got the lurking and they hate cats. Pockets stay fat. I got the from the block and they scamming, they know what banks at. I got the work on the avenue, they know what tanks at. I got the live in the mansion, they know what that. I got some that's up in the jungle, they know what that. I came on top of the building, yeah, we had a plan. We came on top of the building, yeah, we never ran. Down there, thought that I had a fan. Oh, hey, any 10 o'clock, got a flight out, yeah, I'm going back out to Japan. I got 2 Billy trucks.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Levi's Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was deafening. They're set for football as the 49ers get ready to do battle with the Detroit Lions. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And some room to maneuver. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a first down.
So much of this game is still mental, still psychological. Yeah, we just saw a big-time run right there. But you have to believe he was dreaming about this last night in his hotel room before this one, thinking, hey, first time I touch it, let's go for some big yardage and set a tone. That's exactly what he got done.
Now a play fake here on first down. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
11.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Got his target, Pierre Garçon. And he's got this down to the 35. That's good for a Niner first down. Garoppolo to Garçon. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Pushing his way through and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it second down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense, because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
On play action, now Garoppolo. They'll roll him out right. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
11.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Big 20.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. From the gun, here's Stafford. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, Stafford. And Wilson has it. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Stafford to the former Seahawk Wilson for a Lions first. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking a fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Again, it's Stafford. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. But what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here on the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn it into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
McKinnon fitting in nicely as the feature back in this 49er offense. He's back there again now on first down. On first down, Garoppolo. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Garoppolo to his tight end, Kittle, for a Niner first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Toss play to McKinnon. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Clock running, under a minute to go now here in a fast-moving first quarter.
11, 11. 11. 6. Go ahead.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
13. 11.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. George Kittle, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Gold now out to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Back here with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We've had the kickoff to begin the first quarter. Now it's time for the second quarter kickoff. And they've got it here with a first down. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 22. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They go play action here on first down. Wilson snags it left side. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on second down is Stafford. Screenplay, Johnson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and have the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Stafford now to throw. Eluding the and he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Luke Wilson, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. Oh, he missed it. No good. So this remains a 4-point game. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 40. 1st is Garoppolo. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. Garoppolo nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
21.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now a play fake. Garoppolo out to his left. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Over the middle to Garcon. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. On first down, Stafford here. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Adrian Colbert, he was right there in coverage.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Back to the air, Stafford on 2nd down. Caught, right side, Gresham. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. A shotgun snap for Stafford. It's hauled in by Ellington. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, 51 is down. 51 is down.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back here right after this.
32.
Looking to throw on second down. Stafford, he's going to take a shot for the end zone. Kerryon Johnson better hold on to that football. That's the first touchdown of his NFL career, as his guys have now moved out in front. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Here we go.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
There's Garoppolo to throw. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and they're going to have a third down.
Go ahead. 21.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo. And able to find Dawson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. Garoppolo now, 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. McKinnon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one.
12.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him 7 on the play. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And Gold is able to put it through. And that will knock things up here late in the first half. Well, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
So here come the Lions now. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
21.
A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start off with a give to Scarborough. And now running right through it. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
All right, boys, here we go.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Set. 180. 21.
Play action. Stafford. It's caught. Jones. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. Stafford now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10.
32. Let's go.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They'll get 4 back there on the run, but now they're looking up at a 3rd and 12 situation.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Lions on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun, Stafford. Left side, taken in by Galladay. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. They'll try and pick it up with Scarborough. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll begin the drive with Breida. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll start things on 1st down with Bo Scarborough, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Stafford. And that's complete. It's Allington. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And San Francisco gets set to go here. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take? to get back on track.
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Now McKinnon to start the drive. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a gain.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line. After the interception, here's Stafford. This is caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
They'll give it to him up the middle. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
2nd and goal from the 1. They get it to him running left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Washington, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
They go play action here on 1st down. And to the left side here, Wilson. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Stafford now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They run. This is Scarborough. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And the ball situated at the 9, 2nd and goal. Stafford now to throw. Screenplay, Johnson. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense.
Hey.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Flushed out right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people would think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. Play action, Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now McKinnon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Here again is McKinnon. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Garoppolo on 1st down. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On 1st down, Garoppolo. Escape. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
Following the fumble recovery, Stafford steps away. Looking downfield. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. And the lead will grow by 1 more. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. Mostert now to return. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 23. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out at me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Being chased out left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
21, 12, 12. 12.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
13. 11.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Able to get there and pick it. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now they'll run it with Scarborough. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. A gain of 3, second down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Let's go. Hey. 4 down.
They try again with Scarborough. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That good for 19 and a first down. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
Now a handoff. Johnson. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay there.
And not in any rush offensively. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Right back to him on first down. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Now Scarborough. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The Lions had the fewest third down conversions on the ground in the NFL in 2017. What will they do here on 3rd and short? There's Scarborough on the toss. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and goal. This is Scarborough, and he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
There are certain drives in the game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Detroit, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.